In the Bible, in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 18, it is written, "And I say also unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it." When Jesus said he will build his church, he is not talking about a building. He is talking about the people who will follow him. It is also possible that Jesus is revealing the pivotal role Peter would play in this process, since in Greek, Peter's name, Petros, means rock. His followers, however, will eventually congregate in a physical space that would become the Christian church.
The Christian church is a house of worship with a permanent congregation led by a pastor, also referred to as a priest or led by a bishop. By this definition, a chapel is not a church. Chapels are typically smaller places of worship in hospitals, airports, and schools. Despite these differences, chapels and churches are both religious spaces where people go to worship. A church can be any building given religious designation. Cathedrals are larger churches run by a bishop. They have set times of worship, a large congregation, and the buildings are often very grand, with extravagant and towering architecture. After the death of Jesus, the people who followed him began gathering in houses to learn more about his teachings and to worship him. These gatherings first began in Jerusalem, where the apostles of Christ lived and taught for some time after Pentecost.
The first church was therefore a house church. This is simply a home in which people gathered to learn how to follow God and to worship him. The earliest physical evidence of a church was a house church founded between 233 and 256 in the year of our Lord. This Christian house church is located in Dura Europos in Syria and was originally a private residence. In 1931 and 1932, a French-American team of archaeologists discovered the church during 2 excavation campaigns.
Even before there was physical evidence of the house church was first mentioned in the book of Acts, chapter 1 verse 13, where the disciples of Jesus met together in the upper room of a house, traditionally believed to be where the cenacle is today. In the Roman Catholic Church, honor can be bestowed upon a church by the Pope. The church is then called a basilica, a title that gives the church prestigious privileges, geographical jurisdiction, and international status. There are 2 types of basilicas: major basilica or basilica major and minor basilica or basilica minor.
The major basilica is reserved for the 4 churches of the Pope, whereas the minor basilica is bestowed on any church deemed worthy. The 4 major basilicas are St. Peter's Basilica, also called the Vatican Basilica, and 3 other basilicas located in Rome. These are the Archbasilica of St. John Lateran, Basilica of St. Paul outside of the walls, and Basilica of St. Mary Major. The 4 major basilicas are also designated papal basilicas, since they are churches that have special privileges and a papal altar. The Pope uses these basilicas as a place to meet the people when visiting the diocese where the basilica is located.
All 4 major basilicas are additionally designated pilgrim churches, a reference to the group of 7 churches that Christian pilgrims visit. Let us take a few moments to gaze upon the majesty of these 4 grand cathedrals designated major basilicas.
The Papal Basilica of St. Peter in the Vatican, or simply St. Peter's Basilica, is a church of the Italian High Renaissance, located in Vatican City. It was built to replace the aging old St. Peter's Basilica, which was built in the 4th century by Roman Emperor Constantine the Great.
St. Peter's Basilica is regarded as one of the holiest Catholic shrines. It has been described as holding a unique position in the Christian world. It is the burial site of St. Peter, whose tomb is directly below the high altar of the basilica, also known as the altar of the Confession. After the crucifixion of Jesus, it is recorded in the Bible in the book of the Acts of the Apostles that Peter took a leadership position among Jesus' followers and was of great importance in the founding of the Christian Church.
After his ministry of 34 years, Peter traveled to Rome, where he met his martyrdom along with Paul on 13 October 64, in the year of our Lord. Peter was crucified near an ancient Egyptian obelisk that now stands in St. Peter's Square and is revered as a witness to Peter's death.
The entire interior of St. Peter's is decorated with marble, architectural sculpture, and gilding. The basilica contains a large number of tombs of popes and other notable people, many of which are considered outstanding artworks.
The archbasilica of St. John Lateran, dedicated to the Christ, in honor of John the Baptist and John the Evangelist, serves as the seat of the Bishop of Rome, the Pope. The church is the oldest and highest ranking of the 4 major papal basilicas, as well as one of the 7 pilgrim churches of Rome, holding the unique title of archbasilica. Founded in 324, it is the oldest public church in the city of Rome, and the oldest basilica of the Western world.
The Papal Basilica of St. Paul outside the walls, in addition to being one of Rome's 4 major basilicas, is also one of the 7 pilgrim churches of Rome. The basilica is the burial site of St. Paul, the apostle who spread the teachings of Jesus in the first-century world. Paul's tomb lies below a marble tombstone in the basilica's crypt, just 1.37 meters or 4.5 feet below the altar. The tombstone bears a Latin inscription that translates into Paul the Apostle and Martyr.
The Basilica of St. Mary Major, like the other 3 major papal basilicas, is also one of the 7 pilgrim churches of Rome and the largest Catholic Marian church in Rome. As a papal basilica, St. Mary Major is often used by the Pope, and it is here that he presides over the rites for the annual feast of the Assumption of Mary on 15 August. Except for a few priests and the basilica's archpriest, the canopied high altar is reserved for use by the Pope alone.
There are 3 papal minor basilicas. These are the Basilica of St. Lawrence outside the walls, and it is located in Rome. The other minor basilicas are the Basilica of St. Francis of Assisi and the St. Mary of the Angels, both of which are located in Assisi. While all 4 major basilicas are designated pilgrim churches, only the papal minor basilica of St. Lawrence outside the walls is included in that group.
Well, we have reached the end of another highly educational video. Before conducting research to produce this video, we at Green Knoll 2024 thought we knew and understood a lot about Christian churches. But our research revealed how much more there is to the history of the Christian Church. Until our next video, we wish you well, and for our Christian viewers around the world, may you have a blessed Easter as you celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ.